does the West have to make a decision to act decisively to stop Iran?
Not much. We're running out of time. I can't tell you if it's a period of months or a few years. It's certainly no more than a few years.
We were certainly blindsided by 9/11, and the question is, are we going to be blindsided by events that are coming?
Joel Rosenberg is a best-selling author of a non-fiction book on the Middle East and 5 political thrillers that have been described as eerily prophetic. All have made the New York Times bestseller list. The final 2 chapters of his first book, The Last Jihad, about a hijacked jet attacking an American city, were being written on the morning of 9/11. His second novel, The Last Days, involved events around Yasser Arafat's death, 13 months before it happened. In the Ezekiel option, a Russian and an Iranian leader form an alliance. The day the novel came out, Iran elected a new president, who eventually formed an alliance with Russia's leader, Vladimir Putin. His latest novel, Dead Heat, depicts a neck-and-neck race for the White House and a nuclear attack on American cities. Epicentre is a non-fiction work on the Middle East based on exclusive interviews with top military, intelligence and religious leaders in Israel, Iran, Iraq and Russia. Much about the politics of the region is murky and confusing to Western minds, says Joel Rosenberg. But the eyes of the nations are riveted upon Israel and the Middle East, the epicentre of events shaking our world. And now, he says, a new crisis is building. Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad's determination to continue with his nuclear program, despite multinational offers of incentives to stop, poses a very real threat not only to the Middle East, but globally, says Rosenberg.
Should he develop or buy nuclear weapons and match them with the high-speed missiles that he currently has, Ahmadinejad could do in 6 minutes what it took Adolf Hitler 6 years to do, and that is to kill 6 million Jews. And that is not his ultimate objective. He has said he wants to wipe Israel off the face of the map, but he's also called on the Muslim world to envision a world without the United States. And he said, is this possible? A world without America and without Zionism? And he said, yes, it is, when our holy hatred strikes like a wave.
Former Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, says Iran poses an even bigger threat to Israel than Nazism and advocates strong action.
First, in the form of sanctions, and second, if those don't work, using other means is something that would be criticized, perhaps severely criticized. By the way, less so in the Arab and Muslim world. They just want it to happen. They're begging it to happen. But in the sort of polite, politically correct opinion salons that never get it right, in the West, you'd be criticized, but you'd be saving the world and probably saving millions and millions of lives.
But the news in the Middle East is not all bad, says Rosenberg. God is on the move in Central Asia, and the most dramatic story is inside Iran.
More Muslims are coming to faith in Jesus Christ today than any other time in human history. It's really an extraordinary story. I think a revolution is occurring throughout the Muslim world. In Iran, for example, there were only 500 known former Muslims who believed in Jesus in 1979 when the Ayatollah Khomeini took over in the Islamic Revolution. Only 500 in all of Iran. Today, the Iranian pastors that I've interviewed say there are well over 1 million believers in the country now, and they're just coming to Christ in droves.
Iranian pastors believe that God will bring the people of Persia into the kingdom of Christ through prophecy directly connected to Ezekiel chapters 38 and 39.
With pestilence and with blood, I will enter into judgment with him, and I will rain on him and on his troops, and on the many peoples who are with him, a torrential rain with hailstones, fire, and brimstone. I will magnify myself, sanctify myself, and make myself known in the sight of many nations, and they will know that I am the Lord.
Despite threats of persecution, jail, and torture, Iranian converts to Christianity are still encouraged.
I just want everyone to know that there is hope, and that emptiness can just go away. You don't have to pay for it. It's free, and you can only find it through Christ. just like I found it through Christ, and how my life just changed so much.
I am hearing that other people, Iranians especially, are getting visions about Jesus.
So yeah, please pray for Iranians. I'm sorry. Please pray that Ahmadinejad, the president of Iran, would come to know Christ.
They cannot stop it. What God has started, they cannot stop it.
Ann Anderson in Zone Tonight.